Around 6 months ago, I made the decision to leave Thailand because I felt like I was just getting a little bit too comfortable living here in Bangkok. The convenience elements, the friendliness of the people, the low cost of living. And ultimately, as you can see, I decided to move back here. I did end up leaving Thailand. I ended up going on a big world tour. I circumnavigated the entire globe only to end up back in Bangkok. And in this video, I want to explain why that is the case. Because I've lived here for the past 2 years of my life. I didn't think I would live here longer than that. But here we are for year number 3 and probably a little bit longer than that. So yeah, this video is going to be about why I've returned back to Bangkok and the reasons why it might suit you if you're thinking of moving to Thailand. So let's jump into it. We're going to walk down to that park over there and just have a little stroll around while we get into these topics. This is my apartment, my new apartment. For anybody who's been watching the other videos, you'll know that I was living somewhere else and I had a different spot. Obviously this place is a little bit more luxurious, so at some point, probably in the next video, I'm going to do a tour of this apartment. But anyway, let's just dive into the video. Subscribe if you like this sort of thing. Let's go. Tough to beat, incredibly tough to beat. And that's ultimately one of the reasons that we're back here. Safe, quiet, clean, everything that you need. All right, you should probably have some context around me as a person so that you can actually take value from this video and understand why I'm doing what I'm doing with my life. And I'll talk on this briefly. I'm not going to make this a life story of Tom, but I optimize my life specifically for business growth and improvements of my health so that I can stack cash, make a big impactful business, and ultimately be on this planet for longer with a higher quality of life with my health. So that's why I'm here. Now, am I saying that you're going to land in Thailand, you're going to make loads more money, you're going to magically get a six-pack? Absolutely not. And I don't believe anywhere in the world will give you that. I don't believe that moving to somewhere like Thailand or moving to somewhere like Medellin, Colombia, or Dubai, or America, or wherever it is, right? I don't believe any of these places will fix you. And do not treat leaving your hometown, do not treat moving abroad as a fix to your life. Life comes from you, and the life that you want comes from you. It's not the other way around. These environmental factors, sure, they can help, but it's not going to completely change you into a different person. I see so many people try to move to Bangkok and Thailand, different places around the country, and they end up within a few months needing to go home because they've not improved themselves, they've not made themselves the money that they wanted to make, or they've blown all their savings on doing degenerate activities and just fallen prey to temptations that are here and everywhere else in the world as well. It's not just here that there are temptations, although Thailand does have some pretty strong ones. But yeah, I just think it's really important that you have that in mind as you're watching this video and you're trying to take value and make a decision on where you want to live and if you want to come here, is that like you've got to be the one to change before the world around you changes, right? But anyway, I visited Miami, Medellin and Madrid along my travels to kind of search and see if those places were going to be better than being here in Bangkok. And I'm going to list off a few reasons why I don't think they were, for me personally. Like I said, it's not so much about the environment, but it's more so how you react to it. So maybe your experience going to these places might be different. But Miami, number one, I would like to be a hell of a lot more financially wealthy, but also a lot more time rich. I would like more time to enjoy what Miami is and the fun city that it seems to be. So yeah, I mean, I would like to go back to Miami. Miami's definitely not off the cards as even a place to spend 6 months to a year at some point in my life in, but at this stage while we're building, absolutely not. Medellin was a very interesting place. Amazing people, like I met a lot of Westerners there, a lot of friends who were living there. It was really cool to see them. They swear by Medellin, and honestly I couldn't get it. I couldn't understand why they swore by it so much. Was it entertaining? Was it fun? Was there a good vibe there? Were the people nice? Absolutely. But I think that if you're going there, there's one big attraction that you've got to have in mind or you've got to be into, and that's the women. That's Latinas. I think if you took the Latinas out of Medellin, a lot of people wouldn't live in Colombia, right? It's inconvenient. It's dangerous. The weather's good, don't get me wrong. The food sucks, So like I think if you took Latinas out of there, people wouldn't live there. For me, I don't know why, I'm just not that into Latinas. Call me gay, I don't know. But I'm just not that into them. So yeah, I guess for me there wasn't really much of like an attraction there. And also I personally, and I don't know, maybe I'm casting judgment, I just don't think people should make their decisions on where they live based on the women there. I don't know, I just think it's a bit of like a weird, like greasy way of living. I personally don't like that. So yeah, that's why Medellin wasn't the place. Madrid, Madrid was Madrid was sick. I'm going to go back to Madrid, like without a doubt. I'm probably going to have a base there at some point in my life, or even just do like 6 months to a year like I would in Miami, in Madrid. I would love to learn more Spanish. I would love to know about the culture. I would say that Madrid is just like the good parts of Medellin are in Madrid, if that makes sense. But then Madrid's just like the whole city. Spain is awesome. Obviously, I've grown up going to Spain, but I didn't really have much of an appreciation for it until I'd kind of gone around the rest of the world and ended up back in Spain and been like, wow, this is actually a really good setup. It's convenient, similar to how Bangkok is. It's warm. The people are super nice and friendly. And specifically in Madrid, I can't speak for the rest of Spain. I don't think Barcelona's like this, and certainly, you know, like the islands and stuff like that, like Ibiza, Menorca, Mallorca. Madrid is quite upscale in terms of the level of people that are there. It's quite a like hustle city. It's quite a business hub. So I like that. I think it could be a good balance between getting that like culture mix in the, you know, Latin culture, but also being able to focus on work and business more so than I was able to in Medellin. Okay, I came back from the park because it decided to start raining. It's currently July. That's going to happen a lot this time of year. It's just randomly going to start pouring it down. It's probably about time I started glazing Thailand and telling you the reasons for me being back here and my outlook on why Thailand is such an amazing place and why it is so suited to me at this stage. For me, Thailand is this place where pretty much anybody can come and do and be whoever they want to or whoever they need to be. And I don't mean that irresponsibly and it's a bit like Wild West and it's, you know, there's freedom to the point where it's just chaos. I don't mean it like that. I just mean because of the lack of judgment and because of the ease of living here, the convenience and how efficient things are, you don't have to think about like the tedious day-to-day tasks, especially if you're coming here as a Westerner and you've got a bit of money. You don't have to think about cleaning your clothes. You don't have to think about cooking your meals. You'll get the best food delivered straight to your doorstep and you'll be able to, you know, eat that. You won't even have to clean it up because they'll put like really high quality cutlery in your delivery and you can just put that straight in the bin and, you know, get back to your work, get back to your day. And I just noticed that like through not having to do all of these tedious tasks that caused just a lot of friction in day-to-day life when I was living in England, it allowed me to just pretty much, you know, think about what I need to think about. It just feels like I've got so much space. That's the only way I can describe it. In Thailand, I feel like I've got so much mental clarity and so much mental space to just be able to do what I need to do and like introspect on what I need to be introspective about, whether that's something with work, my personal life, you know, my fitness, anything, right? You can go for a walk out in the street. Nobody's going to come up to you and bother you in like, because it's Asian culture and the Asian culture is a little bit more reserved in that like people don't just bother you in the street or hound you in the street. You can just walk with your headphones in and literally nobody's really going to notice that you're there. You're just going to be walking around doing your thing, whether you're in the park or in the street. You can walk, you can have your phone, you know, in your hand. For example, you might be thinking like, what are you talking about? In Medellin, I noticed that like having my phone in my hand wasn't a wise choice. There would be people looking to take my phone if I was just holding it in my hand and just waving it about in the street. Somebody would be there ready to take it. In Thailand, that doesn't happen. If you drop your phone on the street and don't notice, somebody's going to pick that up and run after you and give it you, right? It's a completely different culture. And knowing that it's like, it's almost like, sounds ridiculous, isn't it? It's almost like a safety net that like, if you fall, Thailand will catch you in a lot of ways. Don't test that theory. Don't be an idiot. But you understand what I'm saying? It's like, everybody seems to want to help each other here. That's what the culture is like. And I'm just in love with that. I can't seem to shake it. I can't seem to imagine living anywhere else at this moment in my life because of those reasons. Look, a lot of the videos on this channel have kind of been about should you move to Thailand? And you should go and watch the other videos on this channel if you're still kind of having that question in your mind. Because I've made vlogs where it's just like me and my friends getting about day to day, having a laugh, going on trips to Koh Samui, staying in villas and, you know, getting about Bangkok and just having fun. I've also made other videos about like guides on moving here. I've made other videos about, you know, what it is like to live here. That's pretty much exclusively the videos that have done well on this channel and the ones that I've decided to keep on here. But I really want to know from yourself what else you want to see from me being here and how else you'd be able to take value from my experience, because it's caused me so much pain and so much like delay in my life and like delay in the progression of my life, trying to figure out where to live and what to do and where to go. And I just noticed that in so many other people as well. And I'm still sort of figuring out the message of this channel. I think the way that it's going is I want this to demonstrate lifestyle and use myself as a little bit of a guinea pig for different lifestyles, living in different locations, living in different ways, experiencing different parts of self-improvement and travel and, you know, just life maxing in general, so that either you don't have to or you can kind of get a preview of whether you'd want to do it or not. Okay, so that's kind of what this channel is about. The next video that I'm going to make is just going to be a tour of my condo, because I think this condo is pretty badass. I mean, look at it. It blows my mind to like wake up every morning, like my bed is there. It blows my mind to wake up every single morning and see just like the view of Bangkok. I genuinely believe, and I'm not saying this to be cocky, I think I might have the best view of the city. I'm actually not sure. If somebody's living in Bangkok and you think you've got a better view than me, please tell me. Please tell me. And I'm not saying that to be cocky, because I've grinded for this view. I've been working for years and years and years and years and years to get this. And the price of this condo, and I'll say what the price is in the title of the next video, which you'll be able to see. The price of this condo isn't that crazy, to be fair. The price of this condo isn't that crazy, which I was shocked because the view and the quality is so high. So yeah, look, I'm just happy to be back. I've got another trip going to America at the end of August. I'm still going to be doing trips. I still want to go to other places in Asia. I still want to go back to that other side of the world and, you know, do Europe, do South America, do more parts of America, of course. So I think next year, probably a big America trip to be planned, maybe a big Europe trip, probably not South America next year. I don't really have a big pull to go back there in the next sort of 2-ish years. I want to learn a bit more Spanish, have a bit more sort of freedom within my business. I'm very tied down to the business at the moment. I've got a lot of work that I've got to be doing and taking calls and making content and stuff like that. So yeah, that's really just a bit of a, I guess, life update from me. I don't know if this helps you in any way. If it does, then obviously subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I guess I'll see you soon.